you've been wondering, like, why does Trump really want to buy Greenland? Just keep watching this video. It's for you. Don't worry, we have all the tea into this one. This is from the US Defense News. Shout out to them for this video. Yeah, here's why Trump wants to buy Greenland. Let's get into it.
Here's why Greenland is strategically important to the U.S. As global competition intensifies and the Arctic emerges as a critical geopolitical battleground, the U.S. must assert greater control over Greenland to safeguard its national security interests. Greenland is the world's largest island and home to more than 56,000 people. A former Danish colony and now an autonomous territory of Denmark, it occupies a unique geopolitical position, sitting between the U.S. and Europe. Its capital city, Nuuk, is closer to New York than Denmark's capital, Copenhagen. Ulrik Pramgad, a senior researcher at the Danish Institute for International Studies, said the island has long been key to U.S. security, especially in repelling a potential attack from Russia. The Northwest Passage shipping lane runs along its coast, and the island is part of the Greenland-Iceland-United Kingdom Gap, a strategic maritime region. In December, Trump revived calls made in his first presidency for U.S. ownership of Greenland, calling it an absolute necessity. Asked at a news conference whether he would rule out using military or economic coercion to gain Greenland or Panama, which Trump has also expressed a desire to own, the president—
And I think Trump's latest attempt to buy Greenland was his third or fourth attempt, if I'm not mistaken. He has tried and tried again.
President-elect responded, "No, I can't assure you on either of those two. But I can say this, we need them for economic security." The new president says owning Greenland is vital for U.S. security. Still, experts say he may also be eyeing other aspects of the territory, such as its trove of natural resources, including rare earth metals which may become more accessible as climate change melts the territory's ice. President Trump's vision of American ownership of Greenland is not merely a whimsical notion, but grounded in the historical and legal framework established by the 1951 Defense of Greenland Agreement. This agreement empowers the U.S. to significantly influence and potentially control this strategically vital territory, making a compelling case for action that Congress and diplomats cannot ignore. The 1951 agreement was forged in the crucible of the Cold War, recognizing Greenland's critical importance to North Atlantic security. This pact granted the United States significant rights and responsibilities within Greenland, establishing a framework that continues to shape the geopolitical landscape of the Arctic region. The agreement's provisions grant significant authority for increased American—
So contrary to popular opinion where people think Trump is just being political in this move, this is also to the benefit of their economic security. It's just not about what we know Trump for. So at the end of the day, he has valid reasons why he wants to buy Greenland.
Control when national security is invoked. Military presence. Article 2 of the agreement allows for the establishment of defense areas in Greenland, where the United States can construct and operate military facilities. This provision has enabled the continued operation of Thule Air Base, now the Patuxent Space Base, a cornerstone of American strategic capabilities in the Arctic. Operational control. In cases where the U.S. is responsible for operating defense areas, American commanders have substantial authority, with Danish personnel serving in advisory roles. This arrangement demonstrates the trust placed in American leadership and expertise. Freedom of movement. The agreement grants U.S. forces broad access rights within Greenland, including the use of air, land, and sea spaces adjacent to defense areas. This freedom of movement is essential for maintaining effective control and rapid response capabilities. Infrastructure development. The U.S. can improve and generally fit the area for military use without compensation to Denmark. This clause has allowed for significant American investment in Greenland's infrastructure, further entrenching U.S. presence and influence. Contemporary relevance. The geopolitical landscape has evolved significantly since 1951, but Greenland's strategic importance has only increased. The warming Arctic is opening new shipping routes and exposing vast mineral resources, attracting the attention of global powers like China and Russia. In this context, the provisions of the 1951 agreement take on renewed significance. Greenland's location makes it an ideal base for monitoring and responding to activities in the Arctic region. The island's proximity to North
Honestly, Greenland's location is really part of things that are bringing so much attraction to them when you think about it.
America, just a few hours' flight from major U.S. cities, underlines its critical role in homeland defense. Greenland's rare earth mineral deposits are particularly interesting to the United States, especially given concerns about Chinese dominance in this sector. The ability to secure these resources is a matter of national security. Diplomatic leverage. The existing agreement provides a strong foundation for negotiations
And when it comes to being diplomatic, you will see Trump there.
with Denmark and Greenland. The U.S. could argue that expanded control is a natural extension of its long-standing commitment to Greenland's defense and development. Legal and ethical considerations. While the 1951 agreement does not explicitly allow for unilateral American control of Greenland, it does establish a precedent for significant U.S. authority within the territory. Any move towards greater control must be carefully negotiated with Denmark and Greenland, respecting their sovereignty while emphasizing mutual security interests. Potential pathways. Several approaches could be considered for expanding American influence in Greenland. Enhanced Defense Agreement. Negotiate an updated version of the 1951 agreement, expanding U.S. rights and responsibilities in light of new security challenges. Economic integration. Increase American investment in Greenland's economy, particularly in strategic sectors like mining and defense infrastructure development. NATO framework. Leverage Greenland's strategic importance within NATO to justify a larger American presence and role in the island's affairs. The 1951 Defense of Greenland Agreement provides a strong historical and legal basis for expanded American involvement in Greenland. Greenland's strategic value will only grow as the Arctic becomes an increasingly contested region. The United States, with its established presence and legal framework for operation in Greenland, is well positioned to assert its interests in this critical territory. By leveraging existing agreements and emphasizing mutual security concerns, the U.S. can make a compelling case for enhancing its role in Greenland's future. This approach aligns with President Trump's vision of increased American control over this vital Arctic asset, ensuring U.S. national security interests are protected in an increasingly complex geopolitical landscape.
Okay, this is from the U.S. Defense News. So honestly, there's going to be a little bit of bias in the statistics, which I totally understand. But when you look at it, Greenland might actually end up, this Trump buying Greenland might actually be beneficial to Greenland in a way. We never really know until they try, right? But then when they try and it doesn't favor them, it's too late to back out at that point. So honestly, I think Greenland should just remain with Denmark the way they are. I think they're doing not bad at all. Like, everybody can see they're not doing bad at all. Yeah. So if you've been wondering why Trump is really interested in Greenland, there you have it. Shout out to US Defense News for this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Give me a like, subscribe to me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.